As a matter of fact, I was so worried when I wrote these songs because they were just so current. I thought, oh, these are going to sound really dumb because, you know, gas is going to go back down to $2, and you know, everybody's going to be rich again, and well, it hasn't quite turned out that way. But I have hope. This next 4 years is going to be a very interesting 4 years, and I won't get into any of that. But my wife was really worried that, you know, we had our house and we had a savings, and it looked like everything was just going to go down the tubes, and she was all worried that, you know, what are we going to do? And so I thought that I should write a little song for her, just to, you know, make her feel better and tell her what's, you know, what I thought was really important, and I thought it was a kind of a cute little song, and better than just talking about it, sing a little tune about it. And so I wrote the verse and the chorus, and I was kind of like done with the song, and it was way too short. And it felt like it needed to be like a real song, so I didn't know what to say. It was way too early for a guitar solo. So a minute in, so at the time, in 2008, both my sons, Matt and Brett, were living at our home. They were 23, and it was completely their choice to be there. Even though we had dropped hints about places you could actually live where Mom and Dad weren't in the house all the time, they weren't digging that idea. So you know, I thought, well, maybe I should write a little verse for them too, and see if I could prompt them into moving forward with their lives. The only problem was that I overestimated the LA City School District because they had no idea what subsidize even meant, so I kind of blew my chance there. But eventually they have moved out, and now I have a grandson and a new daughter-in-law, and everything's cool. But we were getting pretty desperate to get him out. Thank you. It was like, oh my God. And then we saw a Sinbad special. And he talked about kids living at home so long now, and how hard it was to get them out. And he said the surefire way to do it is to, next time they have a bunch of buddies over, have a little party, you and your wife just come out of the bedroom naked. And see how soon they actually start looking for their place to live. Thank goodness never got to there, because I did that nudist thing. It would have been a weird thing. They may have never forgotten that. But anyway, thank you so much for coming, and thank the Focal Point folks for all having me here, and hope to see you again. This is called What Do You Got? My girl worries that the worst is coming. How can we live on next to nothing? She's busy stretching out every dollar. So no more gourmet coffee or bottled water. And I'm telling her, what do you got when the well runs dry? What do you got when you can't get by? What do you got when the mortgage rises unaccountably? Oh, what do you got when the cupboard's bare? What do you got in the Frigidaire? What do you got when there's nothing there? Well, you got me. Ain't that enough? You got me. My kids focus too much on pleasure. They think Dad's sitting on a buried treasure. Well, I got a message that might surprise them. When their old man can't subsidize them. And I'm telling them, what do you got when the check's on What do you got when there's no Prozac? What do you got when you